All right, let's dive into some serious business strategies and mindset stuff that can help businesses grow, especially the ones focused on sustainability. We're looking at insights from Brennan Gerald today. He's done a lot of work as a creative consultant and brand strategist.
Yeah, his master's degree is actually in brand strategy, and he's helped a lot of brands get their name out there, become more efficient, and increase their revenue.
Yeah, and what we're aiming for today is to give you, the listener, some real solid knowledge that you can use right away in your own business, to boost things and get that success-oriented mindset going.
For sure, let's get started.
Okay, so Brennan really talks about thinking differently and how that's like the key to being successful, like breaking away from the usual ways of thinking, looking at things in a new way.
Exactly. And one thing that really struck me was he says you should be learning from people who are already successful, not the ones who haven't really made it yet.
Right. Like it wouldn't make sense to take swimming lessons from someone who's never even been in the water.
Yeah, exactly. You wouldn't ask for fitness advice from someone who never goes to the gym, so who should we learn from?
Well, Brennan calls them what-if learners, the people who are always asking what if and challenging things. They look for the connections between things that seem totally different, and they like to experiment with new ways of doing things.
Yeah, they're not afraid to shake things up and try something that other people might think is crazy.
That reminds me of that story, I think it was a while back, about this teenager who bought up all that McGovern-Eagleton campaign stuff. Remember when Eagleton dropped out, he got it all at a discount and made a killing selling it as memorabilia?
Oh, yeah. That's a great example. Most people just thought that stuff was worthless, but he saw an opportunity there.
That kind of thinking can lead to some big breakthroughs for sure. And it makes you think most businesses actually fail within the first few years.
It's true.
The ones that make it are often doing something totally different, shaking things up. So we need to become those what-if learners. But how do we actually put that into practice? How do we go from just asking what if to actually making it happen?
That's where strategy comes in. One of Brennan's key strategies is what he calls the strategy of preeminence. Basically, it's about becoming a trusted advisor to your clients, not just someone trying to sell them something.
Okay, I like that. It's about building those real, genuine relationships, not just one-time transactions. But how do you actually become a trusted advisor, especially nowadays when everyone's competing for attention?
It starts with a shift in your mindset. You start thinking of people as clients, not just customers.
I see. There's a difference there, right?
Yeah.
Customer feels more like a one-time thing, but client means you're in it for the long haul. You care about their success.
Exactly. And a real trusted advisor, according to Brennan, would never let their clients make a bad purchase. They have a responsibility to guide them to the best possible outcome, even if it means recommending something from a competitor.
Wow, that's setting the bar pretty high. But wouldn't you risk losing business that way if you're not always pushing your own products or services?
Well, yeah, there's a balance to it. But Brennan believes that, in the long run, that approach is what builds trust and makes people loyal to you. When they know you really have their best interests at heart, they'll stick around and tell their friends about you.
Right. It's about building a reputation for honesty and being an expert, which is really valuable for any business.
And it's not just about clients either. Brennan thinks you should have that same client mindset with your team and even your vendors.
Interesting.
You invest in them, you help them grow, and that benefits everyone in the end.
Right. So it's about creating that culture of respect where everyone feels valued and important. But how do we actually turn all this into, actual growth for the business? How do we make it happen?
Brennan talks about what he calls the 3 ways to grow a business. It's a pretty simple framework, but it's powerful.
All right. I'm all about keeping things simple but effective. Let's hear it. What are the magic 3?
First, you want to increase the number of clients you have. I know, it sounds obvious,
Yeah.
but there's more to it than you think. Second, increase the average amount each client spends with you. And third, get each client to buy from you more often.
Okay. Simple but makes sense. It's like a 3-pronged attack on being stuck in a rut.
Exactly. And each of these ways has a whole bunch of strategies and tactics we can dig into.
Ooh, this is getting interesting.
All right, so let's dig into those 3 ways to grow a business, starting with how to attract more clients.
Right. Okay. So how do we make that happen? Is it all about having some flashy marketing campaign with a catchy slogan?
Well, it's more about building trust and showing people the value you offer, which kind of goes back to what we were talking about earlier with the trusted advisor idea. One strategy Brennan recommends is risk reversal.
Risk reversal.
Basically, yeah, you're taking the risk out of the buying decision for the client.
Okay. That sounds interesting. but also kind of scary from a business perspective. How does that actually work?
Well, think about it. Most guarantees are pretty basic, right? Like money back if you're not satisfied.
Right, right.
Brennan takes it a step further. He calls them better than risk-free guarantees.
Okay, so it's like going above and beyond the typical money-back guarantee. Can you give me an example?
Okay, imagine a software company. They could offer a refund if you're not happy, but they also promise to double your money back if you don't see specific results within a certain time.
Oh, wow.
That's a bold move, right? Shows they really believe in their product.
Yeah, that would definitely make someone feel more confident about trying it out,
Yeah.
especially if they're on the fence. It kind of shifts the focus from what if it doesn't work to what if it does.
Exactly. It's like saying you have nothing to lose and everything to gain.
Makes sense.
Mhm.
So risk reversal is one way to attract more clients. What else can we do?
Referrals are huge.
Right.
But Brennan doesn't think you should just sit around and hope they'll happen. He's all about actively going after those referrals.
I like that. No more referral shame, right, listeners? But how do we actually do that? Encourage people to refer us? Do we just straight up ask our clients to spread the word?
Well, there's a strategy to it. Brennan has a whole system, actually, a bunch of strategies for generating referrals.
Didn't he have like a list of 93 different referral systems?
Yeah, he did. 93. We obviously can't go through all of them now, but I can give you a taste.
Please do.
One interesting approach is what he calls the Dream 100.
Okay.
So you identify 100, like, ideal partners or influencers who could potentially refer your ideal clients to you. Then you come up with a plan to connect with those people and build relationships with them.
So it's like networking, but more targeted.
Right. It's about quality over quantity. Instead of just trying to connect with anyone and everyone, you're carefully choosing the people who are most likely to send you the right kind of clients.
So risk reversal, the Dream 100 referral system, anything else for attracting more clients?
Strategic alliances and joint ventures are important too. You know, like those power couples of the business world, like when Visa or American Express partner with airlines and retailers.
Right. It's about using each other's strengths and reaching a bigger audience. But how do we even find those partners? It's not like we can just DM Amazon and expect a collaboration.
It's about finding businesses that target a similar audience as you, but offer products or services that complement yours, not compete directly. Like maybe you're a clothing brand that focuses on sustainability.
Okay.
You could partner with a company that makes eco-friendly cleaning products. You're both going after environmentally conscious consumers, but you're not stepping on each other's toes.
And they could do a promotion where if you buy a certain amount of clothes, you get a discount on cleaning products.
Exactly. There are all sorts of ways to get creative with these partnerships. It's about thinking outside the box and finding those win-win situations.
So basically, you're expanding your reach without having to start from scratch. You're tapping into a customer base that already exists and using the trust your partner has already built.
Right. And another powerful strategy is education-based marketing.
I love that term.
Ugh.
It just sounds so much better than traditional marketing, which sometimes feels a little pushy.
It's more about being a resource, not just a salesperson.
Right.
You're giving people valuable information that helps them make good decisions.
So it's like becoming the expert in your field,
Yeah.
sharing your knowledge and building trust that way.
Yeah. And that can take a lot of different forms, blog posts, articles, videos that address common problems your audience has and offer solutions, webinars, workshops, stuff like that.
So it's about adding value without the hard sell.
Right. And never underestimate the power of a good story. Brennan is a big believer in that.
Right.
Sharing the story of how your business started, the why behind what you do.
It's true. People love stories. It makes your brand feel more relatable, more human. It's not just a product or service. It's something with passion and purpose behind it.
Exactly. And that can really set you apart from the competition.
Okay, so education-based marketing, strategic alliances, risk reversal, and cultivating those referrals. We've covered a lot of ground on how to get more clients. But what about the second way to grow a business? Remind me what that was again.
Increasing the average sale you make per client. We've got them in the door. Now, how do we encourage them to spend a little more?
Right. So how do we do that? Do we just try to upsell them at every opportunity?
It's a little more nuanced than that. It's about understanding what a client is worth to you over the long term and offering them things that truly make their experience better.
Okay, let's break that down. What do you mean by what a client is worth over the long term?
It's called lifetime value, and it's about changing how you think about your clients. Instead of just focusing on one sale, you think about the potential revenue they could generate over the entire time they do business with you.
Ah, okay, so it's like playing the long game, building those lasting relationships, not just going for quick wins.
Exactly. And when you start thinking about it like that, it changes how you approach things.
Yeah,
You're not just trying to close a deal, you're investing in a connection that'll benefit both of you for years to come.
I like that. It's a real mindset shift.
Yeah.
But how do we actually increase that lifetime value? Do we just, like, shower them with love and discounts?
Haha. Well, it's more about strategic thinking. Can you offer additional products or services that make sense with what they're already buying? Can you create a loyalty program, something that rewards them for coming back?
It's like those, you might also like suggestions online, but with a more personal touch.
Yeah, exactly. It's about anticipating their needs and offering solutions that make their lives easier or their businesses more successful.
So it's about becoming a one-stop shop for your target market, not just selling one thing, but a whole solution.
Right. And it's not just about offering more stuff. It's about offering the right stuff, things that truly add value.
Okay, so we've got strategic upselling and cross-selling. What else can we do to increase the average sale per client?
Bundling is always a good one. Putting together a package of products or services at a discount.
Ah, yes, the classic package deal. Everyone loves a good deal, but why does that work so well?
Well, the client gets a better price, and you increase your overall sale. Plus, it makes things easier for them. They don't have to choose between a bunch of different options. They get everything they need all at once.
Makes sense. What other ways can we encourage clients to spend a bit more with us?
You could offer premium versions of your products or services.
Okay, so like going for the gold standard.
Mhm.
But how do we convince people to actually pay that premium price?
It's all about highlighting the extra value and benefits they get. Maybe it's a higher level of support, exclusive content, or personalized consultations.
So you're catering to the clients who are willing to invest a bit more for a better experience. They're not just buying a product, they're buying exclusivity and peace of mind.
Exactly. And don't forget about great customer service.
Oh, right. The classic treat them like royalty approach. But seriously, why is customer service so important for this?
Happy clients are loyal clients. They're more likely to spend more money with you over time if they feel valued and appreciated. They're also more likely to tell their friends about you, which brings us back to those all-important referrals.
It all comes full circle.
I
So
get
it's
that.
not just about closing the deal, it's about building those relationships that last. And that comes from trust, communication, and genuinely wanting to help your clients succeed.
Couldn't have said it better myself. And that leads us nicely to Brennan's third way to grow a business, which is all about nurturing those relationships and keeping clients coming back for more.
Hit me with it. What's number 3?
Increasing the frequency of transactions per client. In other words, getting those repeat customers.
Right. So we've got them interested, we've convinced them to spend a bit more, and now we want them coming back for more. This is starting to sound like a very happy circle of business.
That's exactly what we're going for. And Brennan has some really smart strategies for making that happen.
All right, I'm hooked. How do we do it? How do we get those customers coming back for more?
One way is to create a sense of community around your brand.
Community.
Yeah.
Like a fan club for your products. I'm picturing matching t-shirts and secret handshakes.
It could be. But it can also be more subtle. It's about creating that feeling of belonging, making people feel like they're part of something bigger than just a transaction.
Okay, I can see how that would lead to loyalty. People want to feel connected.
Yeah.
But how do we actually build that sense of community?
It could involve online forums or groups where clients can connect, share their experiences, and support each other. You could host events to bring people together in person.
So it's like creating a gathering place, virtual or real, where people with shared interests can connect. They're not just customers anymore, they're members of a tribe.
Exactly. And it's important to engage with that community, answer their questions, respond to their feedback, make them feel heard.
So it's not just about setting it up and letting it run itself. You need to be involved, be part of the conversation, and make it a welcoming space.
Exactly. And don't forget about staying top of mind with your clients, even when they're not actively looking to buy something.
So, like, remind them we exist without being annoying. Sounds like a delicate balance.
It is. But it's important. You want them to remember you without feeling overwhelmed by messages.
Okay, so what are we talking about here? Is it like a constant scream of, hey, remember us messages?
No. It's more about providing value and staying connected in a way that feels authentic and helpful. A regular newsletter with good content, personalized email, offers based on what they've bought before, or even just a friendly check-in to see how they're doing.
So it's like Nurturing those relationships and staying on their radar, but not being pushy about it. It's like that friend who always knows the right thing to say at the right time, but doesn't overstay their welcome.
Exactly. And loyalty programs and rewards are great too.
Oh, yeah. Everybody loves earning points and getting free stuff. It's like a little game that keeps people coming back for more.
It's a classic strategy for a reason. It gives people an incentive to keep coming back, and it makes them feel valued.
So you're rewarding people for their loyalty and making them feel special.
Huh.
And who doesn't like that?
Exactly. And lastly, Brennan suggests thinking about subscription models or recurring billing.
Ah, the set it and forget it approach. Why is that so effective for getting people to buy more often?
Because it makes it easy for them to keep buying from you without having to think about it every single time.
So you're taking away that hurdle of making a decision each time. They don't have to remember to make a purchase. It's all automatic.
Exactly. And when you combine all of those strategies, building a community, staying top of mind, loyalty programs, and subscription models, you've got a really powerful system for encouraging repeat business.
Wow, we've covered a lot of ground on how to actually grow a business. But Brennan's approach isn't just about tactics, is it? There's more to it than that.
You got it. He talks about how important it is to cultivate a success-oriented mindset.
Okay, let's talk mindset. Everyone always says mindset is everything, but what does that even mean in real life? Is it just positive thinking and affirmations?
It's deeper than that. It's about believing in yourself, your abilities, and your vision. It's about focusing on what you can control and not letting fear or doubt hold you back.
So it's about having that I can do this attitude, even when things get tough.
Exactly. And it's not just about thinking positive thoughts. It's about taking action, constantly learning and adapting as you go.
So having a growth mindset, always looking to improve and evolve. You're not afraid to make mistakes. You see them as opportunities to learn.
You got it. And that's something we can all work on no matter where we are in our business journey.
This has been so insightful. I feel like I've got a whole new set of tools for my business. But before we wrap up this deep dive, I've got one more question for you.
Yeah.
All these strategies are great, but what if you hit a wall? What if you've tried everything and you're still not seeing the results you want? What does Brennan suggest for overcoming those challenges?
He says it's really important to be resilient, to not give up, even when things are tough.
So it's about having that grit, that determination to keep going, even when you want to quit. But how do we get that resilience? Is it something you're born with, or can you actually learn it?
It's a little bit of both, I think. Some people are naturally more resilient, but it's definitely a skill you can work on. And Brennan has some pretty practical advice for building that resilience muscle.
All right, ready to hit the mental gym. What does he say?
One thing he emphasizes is surrounding yourself with the right people, mentors, advisors, peers, people who can give you guidance, encouragement, and hold you accountable.
Right, so having people who believe in you and your vision. People you can turn to when you're feeling lost or discouraged. It's like your own personal cheerleading squad, but with real business advice.
Exactly. They can help you see things from a different angle, share their experiences, and make sure you're actually taking action.
It's like having a built-in support system to help you through those ups and downs of being an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
It takes a village, real.
It really does. And don't forget about remembering your why. That reason you started this whole thing in the first place.
Ah, yeah, going back to your core purpose, that driving force, it can really give you that extra push when things get hard.
Exactly. It reminds you why you're doing this, why it matters.
This is great, really inspiring. I feel like I have a whole new way of looking at challenges and setbacks. But what about when those challenges are things outside of our control?
Yeah.
External factors. How do we deal with that?
That's where being adaptable comes in. Brennan believes that successful entrepreneurs are always learning and adapting and changing to keep up with the market.
So, being flexible, open to new ideas, willing to change direction if you need to. Things are always changing in the business world. You have to adapt if you want to succeed.
For sure. It's about seeing change as an opportunity, not something to be afraid of.
This whole deep dive has been so valuable. I'm feeling way more confident about tackling my business goals now.
Me too. And I'm sure our listeners are feeling the same way.
It seems like cultivating that success-oriented mindset is really about combining resilience with adaptability. You need that inner strength to keep going when things get rough, but you also need to be flexible enough to adjust your course when things change.
Exactly. It's a lot like being a ship captain. You need a strong ship to handle the storms, but you also need to know how to navigate them, how to adjust your sails and reach your destination.
Perfect analogy. So how do we actually develop this combination of resilience and adaptability? Are there things we can do, specific practices?
Oh, absolutely. Brennan recommends things like mindfulness, journaling, and finding mentors or coaches.
It's funny how those things, mindfulness and journaling, they're usually associated with personal growth, but they can also have a big impact on our work lives.
For sure, it's all connected. When you focus on your own well-being and personal growth, it naturally carries over into other areas of your life.
Right, like they say, you can't pour from an empty cup. You need to take care of yourself to take care of your business.
Couldn't agree more. And remember, building a business is a journey. There will be good times and bad times, but with the right mindset and the right strategies, you can overcome those challenges and achieve your goals.
This deep dive has been amazing, so insightful. I know our listeners are leaving with a lot of great information. But before we go, I want to leave everyone with one last thought.
Ooh, I do love a good parting thought. What is it?
We've talked so much about thinking differently, challenging the usual ways of doing things, being open to new approaches. So my question for you, the listener, is this. What's one area in your business, or even in your life, where you can use this think differently mindset? What's one assumption you can question, one habit you can break, one risk you can take that could lead to something amazing?
That's a fantastic question to think about, and we encourage you to keep exploring these ideas, try out the strategies we talked about, and most importantly, never stop believing in yourself.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into the world of business strategies and all things mindset. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep diving deep.